So, here's the old gas tank. It's all rusted. We opted to buy a new gas tank. My plan is I cleaned up this fuel sender and I was going to use it on the new gas tank. We bought this from Bus Depot, said it was a 72 gas tank. See the difference here? This is for one of those twist lock fuel senders. This one is a bolt-on. And the old tank used to have threads and a different seal altogether. So this fuel sender will not work in the new gas tank from Bus Depot. So I was fully ready to install this today. It's not going to happen because you can't get to the fuel sender unless the fuel tank is out. So it'll have to wait. So instead what we're going to be doing is, this is our turn signal switch. The insides explode. Basically, the plastic gets brittle. They fall apart. You can see my lever is missing. Lever just kind of fell out. So that's garbage. So I ordered the new switch from Bus Depot. Unfortunately, though, it does come with a brand new column, and we want that on here because this column's looking a little dated. So we got to pop off the horn, get to the nut that's underneath there, and pull off the steering wheel. So, as you can see here, it's just this little plastic black piece that comes out. And you leave this cup. So we need this horn cup out as well. So we're going to remove these 3 screws. Get those out. This is our horn wire. Be careful with that. If you fuck it up, it's really hard to get back into the steering column. I know because I've tried. So we're going to take this cup out, and then we're going to remove this terminal carefully, and then we're going to get a wrench that fits that. Alright, so we got that off. Gave me a little bit of a fight. Put some PB Blaster on there and let that soak in for a little bit. Normally you can use a steering wheel puller or a pulley puller. The problem is, though, it uses a center, and the center would crush your wire. It would go in here and it would crush your wire. You could try pushing this wire down. I just really don't like messing with that wire because it's a pain in the ass to fish through again if you mess it up. So I had a couple of these C-clamps in my car, and what I did is I put these on edge so that it would grab just like that, and bang on it while I had some tension on it with the clamp, and a combination of all that got this off. So now I can get this crusty collar off, and we can clean up a little bit in here, and we will put in our new collar, and we'll get this old switch out of here. We have to get the 4 screws that are under here, and this whole column will slide off, and that'll reveal our wiring, so we can disconnect and do what we gotta do. So you see those 4 holes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and once you get those bolts out of there, this whole column will pull forward. And then once you do that, we can get hold of this is our turn signal wire here. So so what I'll do is I will compare these to the new switch that I've got here. See if any of these are the same colors that make the 2. Black with yellow stripe, black with red stripe, and the solid purple. So solid purple I don't need. Black with red stripe, and black with yellow stripe. So I'll probably snip them real close to the board. Actually, I'll probably snip them right off on the board. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I can grab all 3 of those. There's purple, black and yellow is right next to it, and black and red is up here. I'm going to snip those right off on the board. That way they can't short out on anything. And then I'll pull them out through this harness. That way they're not in there. And then Alright, so here we go, guys. So we got our new lever and switch mounted in the new housing. I snipped off those wires here that we don't need because mine is a 72 here. And we got that routed through here. Okay guys, so I have all my connections done here. Do a quick little recap. So coming from my new switch, I have a brown wire. Normally that goes to ground. In this case, it actually goes to our dimmer switch, which is the brown and white striped. That's confirmed with the schematics. Here you can see J. That's our dimmer relay for the headlights. And if my phone could focus, see how that's brown and white? Brown and white. That's the only one that goes up there. That's brown and white. So that's for our dimmer, for our headlight. So I'm just following what they said. They said that the brown goes to the dimmer. That's our brown to the dimmer. Perfect. So then we've got our actual ground. So coming from the switch is brown and white. That goes to our earth ground, which is the 2 brown wires. Okay. Then we've got here, see our green wire here. Green wire is going to go to, if you could see behind everything. See how that's black and green? Black and green are the right side tail lights or turn signals. Anything black and green is usually the right side. So green wire goes to black and green. Then we've got here, this is blue. This is our live wire that's coming straight from the fuse box. And conveniently, we do have a blue wire on the other side that comes from the car. So we connect those two, that makes that easy. And then the last thing that we got here is black and white coming from our switch. That's generally a left signal, front and rear, so that goes to our black and white. And those match up perfect. So that's a little, hopefully that makes sense. The only thing that doesn't make sense, instinctually, is the fact that the solid brown wire coming from the signal goes to our dimmer, which is brown and white. Okay, and then we have the brown and white coming from the new switch, and that actually goes to ground. So that's like reversed. But besides that, everything else is pretty much match the colors. Alright guys, so I go to put this this arm on here, and how this works is you see this little steel ring here. There's another half circle steel ring here, and this collar's supposed to close up, and it's supposed to clamp onto this the steering shaft here, the steering column. And when you put in these 2 screws on either side here, it's supposed to pull it together and clamp it. And I found that even on my bus, things have just worn down over time. I'm not sure if there was ever a rubber piece in here that was supposed to make up a little bit of the gap, give some friction. But anyways, I went to go put it on, and this thing was just sloppy. It was just rotating all around, so that's not going to do it any good. So what I did is, I don't know if you could see, just on the top there, I did 1 width of electrical tape, and I just wrapped it around maybe 3 times, nice and tight. Cut it off right where that collar is going to go, and now it's that's on there nice and good. I got to tighten it down a little bit more, but I want my gap to be even on both sides, and I also want to see where the steering wheel comes in, because I want to get the height right. So anyways, that's where we're at. I'm just about to button everything up. Alright, so there it is, all back together. It's the new column here. So you can see it'll, there it is on left, center, there's right, and then it does come up for the dimmer, headlight dimmer. I don't know if this has anything to do self-canceling. I really don't. I don't think it does. So I think you have to manually put it back. But we'll find out. Anyways, that's how you do that job. Nice and neat underneath.